Hi guys, welcome to today's session where I will pick up on public demand my exam performance report. So I had recently posted on LinkedIn about how important it is for students to use the MEP, whether they have cleared the exam, not cleared the exam. In both the instances, the MEP report can help you significantly to improve your performance. So in today's video, we're going to look at how the MEP can help you in improving your performance, right? So first things first is that you have to log into your myACCA account, and this is your dashboard. Now within myACCA account, you will see here you've got detailed exam history. This is where you go, right? And within the detailed exam history, you will look at the exam feedback. Now once you have got this performance portal open, you can see that the student has done the performance management exam and has got 57% in the March 2023 session, right? So what we'll do is we want to see how we've performed. Now you probably know this already, that there are 4 sections in the exam performance report. First is time management, which talks about how much time have you spent in the sections versus the time allocated, because this will help you figure out whether you are overspending, underspending, and that could be one of the reasons why your performance may or may not be good. The second is syllabus. Now this becomes extremely crucial because you will understand in what syllabus areas you have come out to be extremely weak, especially if you are going to resit the exam, right? So for someone who's cleared the exam, of course this may not be as useful, however you should still look at it, but for people who have not cleared the exams, syllabus part is really going to be helpful for you to prepare for the next sitting. Then comes your objective test skills. This talks about how did you perform in the objective type questions, whether they were knowledge based questions, whether they were application, narrative, etc., and we will talk about it in a bit. And then comes your constructed response. Now objective skills, constructed response combined will feed into the syllabus area. The syllabus performance will obviously come from how you've done in the section A and B if you've done other papers other than audit, and the constructed response. So what we'll do is that let's quickly look at each of these sections. So first I'll go to the time management, right? And within the time management, as you can see, very helpful that you can see in section A, you've gotten 68% marks. So you've done fairly good, right? So you've got your pass percentage there. But if you look in section B, you've not been able to get your pass percentage. So this is where obviously something that you will need to work upon. And then comes your section C, where again you have scored your pass percentage. Now how do you read this? Because I think that's the most important thing. So when you look at the time management feedback, you will see it says you spent about the expected amount of time on this section of the exam. Now if you look, you spent about 30 odd minutes. Now let's say if this is 30 marks, right, and we want to use 1.8 minutes a mark rule, so you've got about 50 odd minutes and you've used 31 minutes, which is great. Now why is it great? Is because you have saved time here and also you've gotten excellent marks. So whatever you are doing in section A, the way you're preparing for section A, that's perfect, that's spot on. Whatever practice you did, whether you did it from textbook, exam kits, past papers, it has really worked for you because you've been able to save time and get good marks. Moving on to section B. Now this is where you see that you've spent about 1 hour and 4 minutes. Again, it's 30, so 1.8 minutes a mark. So again, it is about 50 odd minutes, right? So you can see it says you spent more time than expected. And now, while this may be sometimes okay, but then when you see that you've not even scored that 48 that 50% mark, then you know for a fact that you wasted that time as well. You may not know the topics that were covered in the section B, and you were struggling and you were putting more time than you should have. So this tells you to be very careful going forward. And the reason why a lot of students are not able to clear their exams is because of the time management, right? So here you know that yes, because in section B you spend more time, and despite spending more time you are not able to get the pass mark. So you have to be conscious going forward whenever you do a section B scenario based, you're doing your objective style questions. Time yourself, because if you time yourself, you're going to be finding your next sitting to be a lot more easier. Moving on to the next one, which is section C. Again, 1 hour 23 minutes. Now typically you have about a little less than 1.5 hours, right? So you spend about 123. So you can see you spend about the expected amount of time. Of course, you will see that here in constructed response, you will always have a slightly more time compared to section A and B, because considering they are objective style, while these are your long questions where you have to do Excel, etc., right? So here you've spent about the right time and you have gotten pass marks as well. However, in another scenario, a lot of people, what would happen is that you've spent too much time in section A and B, because of which you do not have enough time in section C. So it will tell you that you've not spent enough time in section C, and then, or you've spent less time than what was allocated, you will automatically see an impact on your results, right? So make sure that you've looked at the time management section, and then for the next sitting, start to focus on the areas where you are lagging the most. So if it's section A, make sure that you've practiced more questions and keep a tab on, put aside that I want to do these 10 questions and I have, let's say, 15 minutes. Don't put full 18 minutes. Let's say put your 15 minutes and then try and see how you're performing, right? So that's your time management, extremely important. Then comes your next, which is syllabus. Now, how you have performed in each of these syllabus areas, right? Now, as you can see, as far as your syllabus is concerned, you have done fairly well in syllabus part A, where it was all about information technologies, organizational performance. And when you have gotten fairly decent marks, like in this case you've got 95, so it says you've performed well, right? So that means because you've gotten more than 50%, you've gotten almost all the questions right in this area, whether it was section A, section B or section C. So it tells you that this area you've been okay and you don't have to really worry about it. The same comes with section, in the syllabus part B area, where you've gotten 73% marks. So, here as well, you've gotten decent marks. You don't have to worry about it. But here is where the worry starts. If you see syllabus part C, decision-making techniques, you've lost marks, right? You've got 44% marks only. So here it will tell you that it was below the required standard. Now, this feedback may not be as helpful. However, for a fact that when you are getting questions around decision-making techniques, you're not performing well. So when you are preparing to sit the exam again, make sure that you are doing these questions a lot more, practicing them a lot more, understanding the concept a lot more, because let's say this is PM has got a lot of theory, so maybe you've not performed well on the theory, and again something we can look in the next two sections. But this will tell you that which are the syllabus areas where you need to really work upon. The same goes for budgeting and control, right? You've lost marks there, but yes, in syllabus part E, you've done extremely well, more than 50% marks. So you are doing absolutely fine in this area, right? So again, key takeaway is that make sure that you are practicing enough in the areas where you are getting 65 and below, right? Because who knows what kind of paper are you going to get next. So focus on the areas where you're still not getting 65. Of course, not having said that, I do not mean that do not practice the other areas, but focus a little bit more on the areas where you're getting 65 and less, right? Then comes your objective style. Again, this tells you something that you would already have come to know from the syllabus, because you know that these are the areas where you're lagging. But yeah, what it will in addition tell you is that how are you in terms of the type of question where you have to apply your knowledge. So it's a scenario based question. It is something where you have to apply your skills of PM syllabus areas, right? So whether you've done well, so yes, application you've been absolutely fine, while you could have done better because 56% is still hovering around your pass mark. But yeah, this is okay. But look at the knowledge ones, right? So you've got all the, or at least you've got good amount of knowledge, because of which you've gotten a lot better than the pass mark. But if you look at the narrative, this is where again you are there, you're almost there, but you know you should probably work upon. Again, a narrative is a combination of your application and knowledge. You understand that how these things work in the real world, and then comes your calculation, right? So your calculation is where, you know, of course, calculation is calculation, right? So you need to make sure that you've understood these, is because, for example, here you can see that calculation you are fine, but narrative, you know, scenario based, you may not be doing that well. You're not able to therefore apply the knowledge as well. So therefore, do more section B, do more scenario based case studies, so that you can understand where you are lagging. Fine. So that's your objective style. And then comes your last, which is constructed response. Now the good thing is that constructed response will straight away come from your syllabus performance, right? So because you will have, let's say in this case, you've got two questions, right? So there is one question, let's say around variances or standard costing, and the other one was, let's say, whatever. So as someone who's done the paper, you would know what kind of questions came in, and were you able to do well or not. So in this case, in the first question, let's say it was standard costing and you got 52%, that means you were just there. So you'll have to make sure that you do a lot better job there. Similarly, in question number 2, again you've only gotten about 57%. So there as well, you will need to make sure that you're doing a much better job, right? Because it is still hovering around the pass percentage, right? So here, if you look at this, does not really tell you what exactly you need to do better. But yeah, this was, let's say, a question around decision making, whereas this question was around, let's say, what this question was around performance management, calculations, in-depth analysis. So basically the idea is, look, you already know which syllabus areas you're struggling, and you also understand that which type of question came in where you have struggled the most. So you will just need to keep practicing as much as possible, use this report as much as possible, and go through it much before you start to do the preparation again. And the same goes for people who are, you know, who have passed but they are going to prepare for the next paper. You should see what are the areas where you felt that you've done well, but the reality check is right in front of you, right? So do use the exam performance report, and yes, all the very best for the upcoming exams. I hope you find this useful. If you have, do share it with your friends in your network, and do leave a comment if there is anything that you would like me to cover. And if you are happy, do give a thumbs up, and do subscribe to the channel. I would love to get your feedback. And on that note, once again, thank you so much, and I will see you guys soon.